It's 3 in the morning and your eyes are open. Nothing woke you. No noise, no nightmare, no reason. You reach for your phone in the dark, and there it is, 3:14, and your brain starts doing math. 3 hours and change before the alarm. If you fall asleep right now, then the old question arrives. What is wrong with me? Nothing. Nothing is wrong with you. What you just did is what almost every human on this planet did for thousands of years, and it used to have a name. Go back 300 years, walk into an English village and ask someone how they slept last night. They will not answer with a number of hours. They will say, "My first sleep was good. Did you catch that? First sleep." The phrase only means one thing. It means there was a second. Roger E. Kirch, a historian at Virginia Tech, spent more than 15 years digging through documents nobody cared about. Court depositions, peasant diaries, medical manuals, poems, letters written by ordinary people. He found more than 2,000 references to first sleep and second sleep, not only in English, in French, Italian, Latin, scattered across Europe and far beyond it. Those people did not sleep in one long block the way you try to. They went to bed not long after sunset, slept about 4 hours, and then woke up. Woke up on purpose, woke up expecting to. Old French had a word for that gap. Dorveille, a word that fuses sleeping and waking into one. So what did people do at 2, at 3 in the morning? They fed the fire, they mended clothes, they prayed, they checked the animals, they talked quietly to whoever was lying beside them. Some climbed over a fence to visit a neighbor who was awake too. There were prayer books printed with prayers written specifically for that hour. That is how normal it was. Physicians of the era wrote that this was the best hour of the whole night to conceive a child, and there is something those people had that you have almost completely lost. When you wake directly out of the stage of sleep where dreaming is heaviest, the dream is still sharp. So they woke with dreams fresh in their heads and sat with them for an hour. They discussed their dreams seriously because they had the time to. So what killed this rhythm? Light, gas lamps, street lighting, coffee houses open late, evening theatre, and finally the electric bulb. Night stopped being the time when nothing could be done and became the time when anything could. Sleep got squeezed from the front by the lit evening and squeezed from the back by factories and trains that demanded you arrive on time. So sleep was compressed into a single block, one solid piece. No cracks allowed, and that stretch of ordinary wakefulness in the middle of the night got a new name. It became a symptom. By the early 1900s, the phrase first sleep had almost vanished from English. 2,000 mentions and then silence. Have you ever noticed that the 8-hour standard you have believed your entire life is barely 100 years old? But history is only paper. Would a living body confirm it? In the early 1990s, Thomas Ware, a researcher at the National Institute of Mental Health, ran an experiment. He kept volunteers in darkness for 14 hours every night, for weeks. 14 hours is the length of a European winter night, before humans had any way to stretch it. For the first week, they slept enormously, like people paying off a debt. But after that, something happened that nobody had instructed. Their sleep split in two. One block of sleep, 1 to 2 hours of quiet wakefulness, then a second block, and their bodies confirmed that this was not insomnia. Melatonin, the hormone your body releases when darkness arrives to signal that rest is due, stayed elevated through the entire waking gap. They were not anxious. They did not toss. They did not watch a clock. Ware described that state as closer to meditation than to insomnia. A body with no electricity and no alarm clock chose to sleep twice. This is where the story should end neatly. Your ancestors slept twice, so you should sleep twice. But the truth is stranger than that. In 2015, Jerome Siegel, a neuroscientist at the University of California, Los Angeles, and his colleagues went to measure sleep in people who still live by hunting and foraging. The Hadza in Tanzania, the San in Namibia, the Tsimane in Bolivia. They did not ask anyone how long they slept. They strapped on devices and recorded 1,000 nights of it. The result broke everyone's expectations. These groups slept only about 6.5 hours a night, less than many people living in cities, and they slept in one block. No split, no second sleep. In some of their languages, there is barely a word that maps onto insomnia at all. So what woke them near dawn? Not light, temperature. They fell asleep as the air cooled after sunset and woke during the coldest stretch of the night, which arrives before the sun does. Your ancestors' real clock was never on a wall. It was cold, and it was darkness. So why did Europe sleep twice while East Africa slept once? Because in a European winter, the night runs 16 hours, and a body only needs 7 or 8 of them. The leftover time has to go somewhere. It went into the middle. Near the equator, the night is short. Sleep never had to break apart. And this is the part that changes everything. Humans never had one correct sleep pattern. What your ancestors had was flexibility. They slept the way the night in front of them allowed. 1 block? Fine. 2 blocks? Fine. A nap at midday? Fine. An hour sitting awake in the dark? Fine. The only thing they never had was the belief that sleep must be one solid piece, 8 hours long, with no cracks in it, and that belief is the part that actually hurts you. Come back to your 3 in the morning. At the moment your eyes opened, your body had done nothing wrong. The problem begins 1 second later. The second you turn to look at the number on your phone, you start counting, you start dreading, you start calculating how ruined tomorrow is going to be. That dread makes your body release cortisol, the stress hormone it uses to wake you up in the morning. Do you see the loop? You're afraid you will not fall asleep, and the fear itself is what keeps you awake. One ordinary waking becomes a week of them because the fear teaches your body that this hour is dangerous. The hour a person 300 years ago spent turning over a dream, you spend doing arithmetic about exhaustion. Ekirch has suggested that the middle of the night waking, now treated as a disorder, may not be a disorder at all. It may be the remnant of a very old rhythm, colliding with an expectation invented about a century ago. Your body did what it has always done. You judged it by a standard your great-grandparents never heard of. So the next time your eyes open in the middle of the night, try something. Do not look at the clock. Do not do the math. Just lie there, in the dark, and let that hour be what it has been for thousands of years. The quietest hour of the night. The one humans use to spend alone with their own thoughts, with nobody able to interrupt. It's 3 in the morning, and your eyes are open. And the real question was never what is wrong with you. The question is, who told you that you were supposed to sleep through the night?